guest today. How do you want me to introduce you? As Ramon or as Rambo is talking? Rambo.
No government names.
No government names.
No, you gotta keep up that alias.
It's your boy Rambo is talking here right now. Yeah!
You don't know who's listening. You don't know who's watching that.
But I had a stranger come up to me and go, "Are you Adam Savva?" And I went,
No.
Yeah. And they went, okay. And then walked off. And I went, what? What's going on?
You got in his cars.
Why separate with one to Rambo is talking?
You've seen it, like, fans will think they actually know you. But as much as Rambo is talking is me, to you, it's a character.
Yeah.
You know, I still show you what I want to show you.
see.
Even though it's still me, it's still, you're dripping them information where as you have that separate side of your life. Like today, even psychologically, like today I'm Ramon.
Look at us. Who would have thought we're actually recording?
We're here.
Who would have thought?
Not me. Not me.
We're back.
Welcome to the Untitled Podcast,
Whoever you are,
wherever you are.
or whoever you're doing whilst listening to this, because I can't think of anything better than our lovely voices when you're making sweet
Man.
love.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. That's our new intro. It's banging.
I'm digging
It's
that.
banging. It's amazing, isn't it?
I'm digging that.
It's amazing. I actually can't believe it. We're filming 2 podcasts this week,
Back to back, bro.
back to back.
That's never
Look
actually
at us.
happened as well.
Look at us.
Yeah.
And if you look around, as you can see, we're not in our normal surrounding. We're not at our lovely studios because this time we've decided to go on the road a little bit. We're going to the people's homes, our guests, and no other better way to segue into our guest today. How do you want me to introduce you? As Ramon or as Rambo is talking?
Rambo.
No government names.
No government names.
No, you gotta keep up that alias.
Yeah, the alias because of the passport situation.
You gotta keep up the alias, man.
Ramon.
Oh, this is my camera.
That's your camera. That's your camera.
Yeah.
Hello, welcome to the Untitled Podcast.
Glad to be
It's safe
here.
to say we've been wanting to do this for a very long time.
boy.
Very long time.
Happy
but
to be here, man.
yeah,
Appreciate that, bro.
I'm happy to be here as well.
Appreciate
First of all, I want to talk about why you chose to film in this location, because I did ask you why you want to film here, and it can just be a simple answer. There's no, spirituality in a series.
Yeah.
But yeah, why your home?
I don't know. You asked me somewhere I feel comfortable that like represents me, and I just thought like
Home. No better place than home.
think of anywhere. I was thinking, right,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, because you're a content creator, so let's
Yeah.
introduce you. Like, you're a content creator. You do a wide range of things. You've done podcasting. You've got your own show, The Sit Down. It's been doing really well. You've got some amazing guests on there.
Thanks, man.
How would you describe yourself and what you do and who you are now? Because when I met you, you were Ramon in my English lit class.
Yeah.
Now you're this content creator. Shout out Ray and Nephew.
Come on, man.
Daily Paper.
Bro.
What's going on?
I'd say creative. I'd use that to describe me. I've always been creative, even just in school and that. But because I did media in school, we was in the same media. But it's just like, I don't know. I just found myself doing it in lockdown, and then it just from there you never look back. It's like, wow, this is me, innit?
Yeah.
So you finally found out.
There's like a whole new generation of like lockdown creatives that I think has come to light all of a sudden. It's like
lockdown babies.
I think a lot of people in lockdown were kind of like, oh, I want to do something more than what I'm doing at the moment, and working from home and all that kind of shit kind of reignited that passion of like, right, this is what I want to do. And I think definitely with you, we saw that, and like the kind of content you were getting out was inspiring for us, to say the least, as well, because we were seeing what you were doing, going, right, we need to pick our shit up and actually get this podcast done.
100%.
So, talk me through the days before you released your first bit of content. So what was your first bit of content?
So my first bit of content was like literally me in my room, and it was like reacting to like my top 5 favorite songs. Literally just me. That's it.
Yeah.
Sitting on my laptop. Sitting on my desktop with my laptop. And then I put that on IGTV. That was on IGTV. It was new because it was like, I need to do something. There was that kind of stigma of kind of being a YouTuber. I was just like, I was like, I don't really want to do the YouTube. Let me be cool. I'm on IGTV, short videos. That's when I made like Rambo is Talking, because obviously I had my other Instagram, and I thought, if I'm going to do this, I kind of want to create a page where I've got people that genuinely want to watch what I'm doing in it. So I literally started from zero. And once I put that out, it was like good reception, just being a fool in it, reacting. And then from then, I was watching a lot of like Chucky Online, Alhan, Vice documentaries. That was my thing in lockdown. So I was like, yeah, I kind of want to do that. Like, it seems possible because these guys kind of like, Alhan was like, he was like,
always driving around with
yeah.
always seeing him.
Literally around the corner.
That number plate as well.
Yeah.
Alhan, if you ever want to get on the Untitled Podcast, you're more than welcome.
They would just knock on his door, right? But yeah, them men are like 20 years old, so I was just like...
You hit a really good point there, like, oh, I don't want to do the YouTube thing. I don't want to seem like one of those people. But the cool people in society now are YouTubers. But to do YouTube is almost like there's this weird stigma. So like, what made you kind of like go, do you know what? I'm going to do it. I don't care what people think about me in that thing. Because I remember you released your podcast with Tyree. Yeah. And it hit off straight away. It was great. It was just lads having fun. You know, so what kind of went, what in you kind of went, do you know what? I'm going to go for it. I'm going to do the YouTube thing.
You know what? For ages, I was even saying like, I'm not a YouTuber. Like, I'm a content creator. Like, I do content. It's not just YouTube. Because I was on IGTV still. I was on YouTube. I was just kind of saying like, YouTube's the only place you can put content. Yeah. So it's like, no, I'm not a YouTuber. Even up until, I'd say, the Bolden Show, it wasn't like traditional YouTube content. Like podcasting is audio, but you have to put the visual somewhere. Type thing. So then now I would say like, I do YouTube because I'm doing content. I want to be Chunks Phillies. I'm seeing it now. Like, bro, like, okay, that's where the success, the money, the brand deals. So I'm trying to like properly do YouTube. Yeah. But in my own way.
100%. Yeah. I think it's cool that you can now profit off of just being yourself nowadays. And I find that crazy because I look back at maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago, whatever, the people that we maybe looked up to in YouTube or watched every other day, they almost had a character. Yeah. Like, I don't know if you boys remember, but way back in like 2010, do you not remember Fred?
Oh, the guy used to just scream. He was on like iCarly.
Yeah, iCarly. Yeah. But he had like basically it's like Fred's
oh my God, Fred. And then he used to like screaming that.
Yeah.
What? Oh my God, it's a cabbage.
Yeah, Annoying Orange.
I remember Annoying Orange. That was Fred.
That was Fred.
Oh, was it? Oh, yeah, the voice.
Yeah, the
Who's
voice.
Fred?
Bro, come on, you know, man. He's a blonde guy.
Yeah, blonde
and he
guy.
was in like Nickelodeon as well.
Like,
oh my God, a cabbage. I remember that.
Yeah. Bro, I don't even know what's going on right now.
It was just bad.
Like, people like him, like, there were more, but off the top
of my head. I remember this guy. It was skinny guy.
There were more, but off the top of my head, like, people like Fred, like, they were characters. Do you know what I mean? He had to create a character to stand out. But nowadays, you can just be yourself. You've got Owl Hands, you've got Poet, Voodoo, whatever. You're just yourself type thing. I think that's a really beautiful thing that there's still a little bit of a stigma attached, but now it's like you can be whoever you are and still profit of it in terms of the success that you have. Like I always look at Philly as an example, or even like PK Humble a bit closer to home. It's like these guys are just themselves. Like they don't have to speak a certain way or act a certain way. They're just themselves, and I think that's a really beautiful thing that in this day and age, especially for young people.
I think that's what's it. I think it was the idea of just being a gimmick that no one liked in it. But now it's like saying now you can be yourself and be authentic, and it works.
I think as well you can really see the difference between the people that do it for money and the people that do it just for the enjoyment of it and for the actual sake of doing content. And from knowing you, and a reason I really respect the content you were creating was because I never saw you become a character. So I've shot some things for your channel with you, and there's not a moment where you kind of switch off. You're kind of that character from cut to rolling, you know, and that's something that I think a lot of people that are trying to come up into the YouTube space don't appreciate, is that they're not themselves. They are being this character, trying to literally replicate Young Philly or Chunks. And I'm like, no, they've got their thing. Let's do your thing now.
Who are you?
Exactly. You do a wide range of content, which I love, and you're always coming up. So that the other day, this guy voice notes me going, bruv, I've got some ideas for content. What do you think? And I love that, right? Where do you where do your ideas come from? Because I mean, there's always new types of content online.
Yeah.
But where do you think you see a show, and where do you see like an idea to throw away? What separates the two?
I got weird minds, innit? Like they'll just come out of nowhere, and it's just a lot of it is based around stuff I like doing. And if it makes sense, it makes sense. So like the style thing, that's something I wanted to do because I thought like fashion, no one's really done a fashion show. Let me do that, but I like fashion. The bowling show came from, I had a conversation with someone and we was just talking about like the next step of my platform and stuff. And obviously the interviews is good, it's going well, like it's getting recognition, but it's like the long form content is still behind for some people. Yeah. Some people are not going on YouTube and sitting and watching 2 hour interviews, no matter how much you like the person. So it was like, you need to find a way of having that kind of like part 2 of the content.
Extra layer.
So it's like you might go do mini golf. He said mini golf, and I was like, okay, yeah. I don't do mini golf. I'm terrible at mini golf. I'm terrible at bowling, but bowling's fun.
Bowling's acceptable.
And bowling's competitive.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, bam, like I had it.
Yeah.
And then the difference with me is that I like to just put plans into motion. I feel like people have plans, but it's just like cool. Yeah. It will happen if it happens.
There's a big difference between people who just say things and people who actually do things.
So it was literally like, where am I going to do it? Who would I get to shoot it? So I would shout Adam, I'd shout whoever I've done with before. Who would I get on? I just start listing people. Yeah. And then from there, it's just getting everyone on the same like page. Yeah. But yeah.
I've got to say, like, from an outsider's perspective, I think something, again, that's really nice to see is that you've got a really wide network of friends and creatives around you. And there's something I want to touch on in a bit, but your networking skills are really good. And I knew that from sixth form days where, you know, you just talk to anyone and everyone. Like, everyone kind of knew you in school as, you know, the guy who's cool. Like, there's not a problem. You're never going to have a problem with him, this, that, and the other. And that's something that's really notable. What would you say, like, to anyone listening to this that wants to get into content creation? Do you think networking is, like, one of the main skills you need? How do you kind of perfect networking? How do you approach networking? Because it's something that not a lot of people appreciate, I don't think. I think even in the footballing world, having the courage to go up to someone and go, hey, I'm Adam.
Take the balls, man.
I fucking struggle with it sometimes, honestly. But,
literally.
It's the tiny thing that will get you from there to there. Yeah. So what would you say? Where does that, I don't want to use the word confidence because I don't know what it is. It's,
I guess a little bit is confidence. It is,
but where does that come from?
I'd say, I don't know when, but at a certain point in my life, I just stopped caring what people think, innit? And it's just mad. Since then, once you unlock that, it's just like, there's no shame in it.
Like, I feel like that's a big one.
Yeah.
Like I always say, you can't shame the shameless.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I used to have...
This guy is a poet every day, you know that? Every day I speak to him, he just comes up with a new phrase and I'm like... Bars.
I used to... I think in a similar vein, like I think it's natural to just care about what people think because we all crave it a little bit, social acceptance. But I think it's something that comes with age or something that comes with certain experiences. You just go, F it, like I don't care. I'm gonna do what I want to do. And the further and further you go deeper into what you want to do, the more and more the less you care about what other people think. And I think that's beautiful, honestly. And you know, like Adam was saying, it takes a lot of courage to do that. So for you to discover that so early, I think is so cool. Because I guarantee you, like, you'll probably look at maybe some of the guys you went to school with, and you think, yeah, they had potential, whatever, or wanted to do certain things, but it's that, like we were talking about, the next layer. It's that next layer of then, right, how am I going to take it from here to here to actually doing it?
Especially in the modern day, innit? Like where everything is kind of content led. You have to have that you've got to have a presence everywhere. And I think that's something that you definitely have, and I definitely admire, and I think a lot of people admire, and that's why they keep returning to your content, is that every bit of your content has a presence.
Networking is key, man. Literally, every time I go out, most of the time the aim is to network. Some people don't believe me. Like, I'll be out and be like, yeah, I'm networking. obviously you're having fun as well, but sometimes
three drinks in his hand.
Listen, my favorite. I'm gonna hit you with another gem. Yeah. This is in my Twitter bio.
We write down.
And this is so dumb, but the quote is, "You can walk and chew gum at the same time." Like if you think about it, you can walk and chew gum in it. So why can't you network and have fun at the same time? But shout out my cousin Connor. Yeah, he told me this one. It's such a it sounds so dumb, but it's
sense.
so true. You can walk and chew gum at the same time. Yeah. So why can't you go out and have fun and have 10 drinks or whatever, but still do your thing? Like, do you know what I mean?
And you could be having sex and listening to the Untitled Podcast at the same time. So whoever you're doing.
Nah, literally. And it's that having people around you that know what you want to do as well. I could be out with the man and having fun. Like if we see Drake, they'll tell me like, go chat to him. They're not gonna be like, nah, like allow it, man. Like leave him. Like they'll encourage me. They'll be like, that's cool. He could air me and no one like they might just laugh on it, but they know what the goal is.
Don't ask, don't get.
Yeah, we're not breading them to get to the VIP party. You know what I mean? You're breading them because you're trying to get a network.
I think it comes down to the simplest of quotes where it's like something I tweeted today actually. Because
we dropping quotes today?
I'm a mad guy on Twitter. I think us three on Twitter is just like
I can't lie.
I'm Arsenal fan TV.
Yeah.
I like bare of his tweets. I like bare of your tweets. I'm always responding to your tweets.
Well, me and you were schooling someone yesterday on Twitter.
Oh yeah,
because of the whole vaccine thing.
Yeah, anti-vaxxer. But yeah, my timeline is literally either liking his tweets or liking his tweets, bro. It's a joke.
But like, I tweeted something today, right? I'm always tweeting, but I tweeted something today. It's simple, right? If you want something, go and get it, right? And I think you embody that perfectly because on a Monday he'll message me going, "I've got an idea for a bowling show. Are you down?" And I'm the kind of person that'll be like, "Yeah, we'll do it in 3 weeks' time. Don't worry about it. It will happen.
Let's
plan it."
Now,
you
should have been here 10 minutes ago, bro.
He literally went, "Yeah, I booked it for Thursday." I'm like, what?
What?
What's going on?
Yeah, be there, be square.
All right, cool.
And it's one of them things you can't even say no.
No, I was like,
He's
no,
already done it.
I want to do it.
That's proactive.
Move everything.
I love that.
And as a fellow content creator, that's inspiring because now we were talking about, we took a long hiatus from the podcast and we were like, no, we want it. We want to create this content. And a little bit came from watching you just get content out, and we're like, why can't we do that? So I think this is again another admiration of yourself and what you're doing. You're inspiring other content creators. So yeah, keep that up. Keep that up.
But even on the networking thing, like me working with you, even just this is networking, innit? Because I like every content I've done with people that I knew that are on a journey as well.
Wider.
So Adam, I know Adam does videography, and I'm gonna shout Adam. I got my other guy James, done like in the ends with me. Amari Mazo, who does the photography for basically. It's just everyone is a pool of people that I know. Like he's trying to get more pictures.
So if you got to surround yourself.
So that something I take pride in as well. Just using the people around you, they use me. Like it's just
I think you spoke about it in another episode about how when stuff's homegrown, like it means a lot more to you. Like, why am I gonna go get an ex man to come and do this?
Keep it in the house, innit?
No banter. Adam could have got anyone to come and film this, but he knows James and he's got a relationship with James.
Shout out Wise Media.
Wise Media.
Only reason this podcast
no gang signs. We're gonna get shut down.
This is union.
We're getting shut down. But you could have got anyone. Yeah. But it's the fact that you've got this relationship. It means a lot more. Do you know what I mean? 100%. So I think you hit the nail on the head there, to be honest, bro.
And that's something I really want to hit on now because when did Nipper start releasing music?
Don't get me started on that guy. He's feeding the streets, bro.
But this is the thing, right? Like, he's a great musician, and I know that. But something that I really took away from that, and I met Nippo. I went NCS with him. Anyone remember NCS?
Bro, NCS is the GOAT. That was like original network.
2 weeks. I was in hospital that 2 weeks. I had delayed concussion from hitting my head on a yurt.
On a what?
You know, a yurt, like a big tent.
Oh,
how embarrassing is that, man?
Wow.
That whole weekend was zip lining, we're doing all of that. I hit my head and I was
Huh? We did it.
I was like, it was where all the bed.
I'm just asking, innit? I'm just making sure.
Why are you asking so quietly? He's like, what are you doing in a tent?
He was in the tent, bro. Why was your head so high?
But I forgot what I was. Yeah.
Nipper.
When Nipper first released music, right? and I'm going to call it Project Nipper, right? Because what I saw from his circle of friends was the most friendliest plugging and the most like, it was like a family supporting each other. And that was like one of the most beautiful things I ever saw on social media because it was so pure. It didn't feel fake whatsoever. And what it felt like was just a bunch of friends really wanting to support one another, you know, and that is inspiring. So I want to talk to you a little bit about that. Like, I don't want to ask, was it planned? Was it something you sat down? But why do you think you all pulled together to really support one of your friends who's making incredible music, like stuck in your head for days music?
Bro, do you know how many times I pay the price in my car?
Nah, that's slept on, bro.
Bro, every
Slept on.
bro. Let me know. I'm gonna get hot. I wanna get hot. Go on.
I'd say, like you said, family.
Yeah.
It's always been family from the beginning anyway. So that's one thing that we was going to do it regardless, like good or bad. But second thing, it was good. Like from the start, you just could tell this was good music. And it was pure, like, and it was him. And you gravitate to things that are like pure in it. So I'd say everyone just believed in it, innit? Like bought into it, and it was pure. Like, it's not like, it's harder to buy into, say, if he just came in and started doing some rapping about killing.
Something that you know it's not him. You know it's not him.
And you're just like, do I really want to share that? I don't know. But when it's so him, you're like, you can't help but not share that. Like,
that gives you that extra 10%. I feel like, of like, raw. Like, if my people at home are supporting this, I want to go even harder. Like, that's why sometimes when people ask about the podcast, it's like, I really want to do this and make it successful. Like, not necessarily the podcast, whatever I do. If someone says something to you and you kind of, you appreciate it because it means more coming from that person, you just want to go hard. You just want to go hard.
Yeah, and it's something we spoke about in the first episode of the podcast, like our second episode, where we got so much great feedback from people that we knew, not necessarily people we don't know. Because a lot of people that we didn't know watched the podcast and reached out, but the people that you really care about going, this is actually great, keep going. That means something different because you actually value their opinion. I have got a question for you though, and I want you to answer really honestly. If he released really shit music, would you have plugged it? Like if he came on the mic and it sounded dreadful.
As JJ Fish, like, terrible.
To be honest, I would have heard it before it came out. So I would have given my opinion like before. But I don't think he can release bad music, honestly.
Yeah.
Honestly, I actually
I knew he could sing from NCS days, right? Because he was in my drama group, and I just hear a little vocal in the corner. I'm like, who's that? Yeah, anyway,
you should have A&R'd from that moment.
Do you know what I found out today? You know Akon, right? I don't know if this is true, but apparently he signed a deal with Lady Gaga, right? Before Lady Gaga was Lady Gaga, and the only reason he hasn't made music for so long is because he signed a deal with her that whatever she makes, he gets 5%. So he's like, well, you've made me more money than any of my music ever did. He's eating.
Off of Lady Gaga.
Yeah. Money's music's different money though, isn't it? Like it's just streams.
Going back to like the kind of the home team feel quickly. Sometimes like when I watch your videos and when I watch some of Nipper's videos, I feel like I'm one of the man them. Like because like you say, it seems so pure.
Yeah. It
seems so pure and I love that.
Yeah.
I love that so much.
Yeah.
100%.
You know what's the maddest thing about like YouTube and just the podcasting thing as well is just you don't know who's listening. You don't know who's watching. Like when you find out, like you got numbers on the page and it's just like, who are these people?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Exactly, and then you go somewhere and you're like, I rate the pod, bro. And you're like, what you like? You know what I'm saying? It's crazy where these numbers go, where the pages go. Like you never know who's watching. It's crazy.
When Olivia's mum caught me lacking in the car park. I know it's not Olivia's mum, but it was like, I parked my car, about to go home. And then she's staring at me like she's trying to figure out who I am. I'm like, oh, what have I done now, bro? Whose daughter is it? Do you know what I mean? But she goes, oh, you're from the podcast. Then she introduced herself. I'm like, it's true. Like, you see these numbers on a page, like, it's difficult for that to then translate into a real human being. And that human being could be anyone.
I had a stranger, I'm not even trying to plug myself right now, but I had a stranger come up to me and go, are you Adam Savva?
Jeez, I went, can't even go to Tesco.
And I went, no. Yeah. And they went, okay. And then walked off. And I went, what? What's going on? What? Walked off.
He's just making sure.
Do you know what I mean? I need to get in the car right now.
I know he walks away like this.
Yeah, it was that one. I got in the car, went home.
He got in his car.
Drive by. Ski mask. Yeah.
So I found it.
We got it.
Eyes on the target.
Fucking hell. All right, let's go back to early days, Ramon. What did Ramon want to do when he grew up? Like primary school days, secondary school days, before content creation was even a thing, pre-lockdown.
Yeah.
Because you did a lot of things during school. Right? So you tried a lot of business ventures.
Yeah. Academically, I dabbled around like the idea of being a lawyer, which I still kind of is an option if I, needed to. And then I played basketball in it, so that was like a thing that I was pushing as well, playing basketball. They were the two main things, really. Obviously, I tried like clothing lines, stuff like that, but that was just more like trying to make money. If I'm being honest, like there was no like direction. That's one of the reasons I kind of stopped it. I was just like, you know what I mean? And so it was literally everyone has the athlete dream. Well, most people have the athlete dream. And then it came to a point where I was like, I need to be realistic. Like, I ain't 6'5". So that was it, man.
It's like that stat. I'm gonna keep bringing it up. Like only
97%.
3% of people in the football academies only make it
into the Prem.
And that's they're playing at Arsenal Academy.
And it's mad to me seeing someone in academy. I think they made it already, innit?
Yeah, 100%.
That's how we all used to think.
I like it, like, bro,
how many footballers went to our school?
Yeah.
We used to think.
I'm like, bro, you're at
I see you on
Arsenal.
your story the other day partying with Tanganga and shit.
Oh yeah.
Big Jaff, yeah?
Big Jaff.
So
You should be on the bowling show next still.
Is
so
it?
you
Oh,
should
really?
see, you should
Nice.
see him
Bro,
still.
100%.
Yeah. But what was I saying?
Young Ramon.
Oh no, yeah.
Literally. Yeah, no, I was gonna say like you're at Arsenal Academy and then we're just in school. I'm thinking, bro, like how do you mess it up for me? Like
England call ups. Like,
but then
bruh.
it's not like that when you get older. You deep it like
bro.
it's crazy, even mental health wise as well. Like,
do you think? I don't know how to ask this in the right way. It's like being or putting yourself out there on YouTube. Like you said, you never know who's watching, and you never know what video might blow, what video might take you to the next stages in your career. Do you ever worry or go, is this the right kind of content I want to be getting out for the future? Because I think that's something that we worry about. Once it's out kind of thing, especially in the day and age we live in with Twitter investigations going on. I mean, we knew about Boris partying before fucking The Sun did and shit like that. Like Twitter is better than the police, and I am adamant about that.
They will get arrested than be in the Twitter.
Yeah,
100%.
I would rather get arrested.
You get 24 hours.
Yeah,
maybe come home.
bro.
The whole week,
bro. If you tweet one thing like 8 months later, someone's gonna go, "This you."
Yeah.
Finished.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Nah, I got hacked. All that shit.
It wasn't me. You have to write out an apology and notes and that.
Have you ever released content a couple months later down the line, gone, fuck, I need to get rid of that. I don't want that out there. And if not, do you take that extra step when releasing content and going, right, this is what I want in the long run? And do you think it's something that content creators should be constantly evaluating with the ever-changing times and stuff like that?
I've never done it like because of something bad.
Yeah.
Quality-wise, I've took like videos down just 'cause, like when you start, everything's, might be on your phone or a little camera, and then as you get on, it's just like, but it's definitely something that you should like look into because it's like that is up there forever unless you're going to take it down. Some people are against taking videos down because they want to just have their whole journey up there, which is things I've thought about. Like I think some of the videos at the start don't look as good, but it's part of the journey.
It's like old KSI videos. If you go on, was it like most recent to oldest, you see him screaming throwing his brother across the room and shit like that. But that's who we fell in love with, and now we just appreciate what he did more because of it. You know what I mean?
Stuff like that. Like what he's done for the scene.
Crazy.
The joke.
Crazy.
That whole Sidemen group is just like, and I kind of see, and I'm not, just here to big you lot up, but what I kind of see in your friendship group especially is like, what the Sidemen had was like, before they were creating content together, they were just 6 or 7 friends plugging each other, getting each other in videos. And I see that a lot in you. Do you think subconsciously or consciously that inspired you, that kind of generation of, that word collab is so present now. I mean, this is a collaboration.
Yeah.
But now, and I was talking to a good friend of mine called Uzo Ole, who's a big director. He's worked with Idris Elba recently and stuff like that. And he was talking, or he spoke to us, a group of us working at a company a couple of years ago, and he said, I hate the word collab. Like, why am I going to collab with you? And I don't know if he wants me to share this. I will have to ask him. But like, he was like, I don't appreciate the word collab. Like, I think people need to be a bit more blunt and like, I'm doing this for me, I'm doing this for you. I think that's what he was kind of saying. He was like, if I want to help someone, I'm going to tell them I'm doing this to help you, not to collab.
Okay.
But where do you stand on that debate? And because I kind of disagree with him in a little bit, whereas like in this modern generation, it's all about collaborations. We're all trying to eat, we're all trying to create the content that we love. So where do you stand on that debate, and where do you think that word collab and inspiration came from?
I'd say collabing is very important. I don't use the word collab a lot because it depends. In this instance, I'd call it a collab where it's two kind of things in this. I don't know. There's just ways. Yeah.
Putting it towards the same
but I'd say like me just interviewing a person, even though they do have a brand and I have a brand. I don't know if that. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think it's key. I've obviously looked at people like, say, you know, a poet. He's good at just plugging his people into all the things he's built, like all the platforms. You've got Poet and Vuge, Filthy, those type of things. I've looked at stuff like that. But obviously, I know that you can't collab with everyone. You can't make a video of everyone. Like, if everyone who wants to do a video with me, it's going to water down like your brand, innit? And that's something I had to learn, because at the same time I'm shouting people to get on my show and they're rejecting me, I have to reject people as well, because if everything's going on like that, then it's just like, I don't know, it's like, where's the real content? I can't just make a video with
for the sake of it.
Yeah, for the sake of it, just to put it out, or like, you know what I'm saying? Or even with a sit down, I don't really like when people hit me up like, let's do a sit down. I'm just like, all right, cool. We'll see. You know what I'm saying? I want to do it. You know what I mean?
It's got to mean something.
Yeah.
It's got to be right timing. It's got to be the right for you.
Yeah, it's
right
got
for
to
them.
make
Do you know
sense.
what I mean? I think it's that thing I was talking to your brother about as well. I said the other day, you don't want to just release stuff to release stuff. It's got to actually mean something. If you put something out and you think, I just did it because they wanted to, or I just did it because I had posted something a while, then I think it loses value. It might not lose value to your audience, but I think it loses value to you. I think, speaking of KSI, I think he actually spoke about it a while back, where he was just making videos and putting videos out just to put videos out, and he fell out of love with creating content. And that's what you don't want to go to. Because then you just start becoming a machine, and it's like you just don't enjoy it anymore.
It's like, why did I do that video? Like, it doesn't represent me. So so long story short, I'd say just collab, but collab where it stays on brand, makes sense. It makes sense for both parties.
I think it's that constant battle in this industry of quantity versus quality, because you have people who have made it telling you just release shit every week, and then you've got people up and coming who are going, no, make sure what you're making is right. It's like catch-22 of like, well, do I listen to the person that made it, or do I listen to the person making it? And it's like, I think it's a balance of both. Like, you want to be constantly releasing stuff, but you want to make sure it's good. You don't want to release crap and then people go, well, it's just a load of crap. You want people to go, it's a little bit of good. You know what I mean? And we'll be eager for the next one. You hit a note of something that I really want to touch on, because as an actor, I experienced it a lot in my life, and there's been times where it's really hit me hard. And I don't know if it will hit you the same, but you hit the word rejection. As an actor, I've been rejected from many roles. I got to the final 10 of a show for Netflix, and then they went, nah, we didn't want someone that looked like you. And I was like, why get me here then? You know? But that's happened, and it hurts. You hit a nail on the head of like, I've asked people to come on the show and they've said no, understandably, because it wasn't right for them. And you've had to say no to people. How has rejection impacted your life? And if you want to talk about love rejection as well,
damn.
We're going to be here a while.
Rejection is just something I've come to learn. It just comes with the game, innit? At the start, I'd say the acting, that type of, the formal rejections, I think hurt a lot more for me. Like when I was doing, like, say, law stuff, applications that are 2 hours long, and then the next day it's like, no, sorry. Or like applying for like schemes to do with creatives. Those kind of rejections are like, because they're like, they feel like more like just me reaching out to someone and them saying no. To me, it's a rejection, but it's not like, it doesn't affect me like that because I know like this is the game. He can't say yes to everyone. You know what I mean? So dealing with that, it's been okay. And at the same time, it's social media. So I understand that it's harder to get my vision across through this DM. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's why networking's key going out. Yeah. Me hitting up Drake in a DM and saying, bro, I got this interview channel. Like, he's not gonna, he's not, it might not even be nothing to do with my content. It's just, this is not a form of, I'm not gonna buy into your vision. Like, if I've seen someone in public and I've shown them, bro, this is what I do, this is what I want to do, they're more like, okay, like, this makes sense. They've met me, they get my energy. So that is more successful. Like the online, just, I send around 1 million emails, but I just send them knowing that, you know, it's an email. So it's just different forms of like shooting your shot. Yeah. And then the girl,
listen, we're here. You can't back out now. You put your foot in.
But rejection is something that is so overlooked because I think people think, oh, release one bit of content, and then the people will come flooded. And then when they get 50 views, they're like, oh shit, like no one likes me. And they fall into a pit of like, oh, maybe this isn't for me. And I've been there. I've released content that got 1,000 views, and then I released content that got 100 views, and you're like, oh shit, maybe this isn't for me. What am I doing? But it goes back to that quality control and that quantity of like, just keep releasing quality stuff, and then one will pick up. And rejection, I think, is something that isn't highlighted enough, and I think that's part of the reason why you get so many people in the public eye so outspoken about mental health and stuff like that, because they are feeling rejection a lot, and it's because it's not being talked about. They've kind of fallen into a pit of like, why is everyone rejecting me? And then when they get to the big time and they get another rejection, or they're not feeling quality love back, they just fall into that pit.
I think to touch on that last point, I think it's important to remember that, look, we all want to get love and admiration and whatever from people that we don't know. But I think all that matters at the end of the day is going back to that home team thing. As long as you're making the people you care about proud, especially for like, I'm speaking for all of us here, but everything else is just noise. Like, as long as my mum, my dad, my brother, my close circle, my friends, all of that, my family are good and they're happy and they're proud of me, everything else to me is just noise. I think that's what people need to understand, that, look, I'm not defending it at all. Like, people will say whatever they want. Like, in the public sphere, they'll say, you know, your content shit, it's a bad video, or you're this, or you're that, stop trying to be this, stop trying to be that. But at its core, you just got to remember that as long as the people you care about are good, then because that's, I don't know about you boys, but that's my why, if that makes sense. When you find your why, that's all that matters after that. If it's a kid, your son, daughter, whatever it is, once you find your why, that's just got to be whose opinion matters at the end of the day.
100%. I think that leads me on to a good question for you as well. Is like, what is your why? Why? I think we kind of touched on what inspired you to make the content, Young Philly, Chunks. But why did you feel that you were the right person to come? Because I think it comes down to that. Like, you have to ask yourself, and I ask myself a lot, like, if I get this bit of success that I want in the acting world, directing world, podcasting world, am I deserving of it? Why me? Why not someone else who's creating content? And I have to really dig deep in myself and go, because I think I deserve it. I think I really love what I do. I love talking to new people. I love talking to you. I love just talking. I love acting. I love directing. Why content creation? Why do you think it's something that has been blessed onto your life, or you've chased?
It's a deep question.
I hadn't even thought about it. I haven't even thought about it. But
get my therapy notes.
I don't know. I just say, I just love doing it. Is that a why? I guess so.
Yeah,
that's pure. I love doing it, and I just love the idea of just being yourself, like we said before, and just living. I just want to live how I want to live, and I don't know. This is just a way where I can be myself, be creative. At the moment, the way I'm building it, I'm in control of my own content. I'm in control of my own brand. That whole idea of just having your own thing, your own identity, is what I'm striving for. You know what I mean? Yeah, I say that's my vibe, and just loving what I do.
I think that's what it comes down to. You've got to love what you do.
Yeah.
I think I've said it on every podcast, but if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life.
Mm-hmm.
And I think getting older, fucking hell, I'm talking like a but like getting older, you go back to the tropes that your teachers and your parents were teaching you of like, you know, it's not all about the fame, being famous. It's not all about that. It's all about keeping it to your family and all of that. And, you know, chase happiness, don't chase money. But you get in that weird zone as a kid of like, no, I see a yacht and I want it. I mean, I was putting pressure on myself as a 16-year-old. And this is me just being open now of like crying my eyes out going, why am I not on a yacht yet? Why haven't I got a Lamborghini yet? And my dad's going, because you're 16. Like, relax. Yeah. It's not about that, he's going. And being 21 now, I'm going, yeah, it's not about that. I mean, that's great. Don't get me wrong. And God, please, you know, but it's not about that. It's never about that. It's because I love this. And if that comes with it, it's a great gift along the way.
Chase it the other way around.
Exactly. You got to chase it the other way around. What is it with you in the quotes tonight?
Oh, man. You should know me already. But yeah, I think, you just got to chase it the other way. I think, like you said, it all comes after. Yeah. It all comes after, to be honest.
And going back to your content, I think I can honestly say, and for anyone who's watching this who hasn't seen your content, I think
go watch.
You haven't watched it, you've been sleeping.
You know what I mean? But like what we see is you having fun, you being honest, you being true. One thing I do want to say and I want to ask actually is why separate Ramon to Rambo is talking and Rambo? Why not go with Ramon? Do you think? I mean, it's not criticism at all. It's because you know Chunks isn't. He wasn't christened Trunks, and Philly wasn't born young Philly, young Matthias Philly. Like that's not his name. Or Harry. I don't even think Harry Panera is his real name, is it?
I don't know.
I don't think it is. You know,
sure.
but, you know, but like
HP. Let's.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, his name's not HP. Surname the source. Like, you know, why separate the two? Do you think it's because it's what's common on the YouTube space, or do you think it's because you want to separate the two in a spiritual way almost?
Yeah, I'd say I'd want to separate the two. Yeah, just because. If I was to ever be famous, it feels that sense of security. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They don't know me. They
lose
know
yourself.
Yeah, no Rambo. But
that's smart. I've not heard that.
That's
a good answer.
Yeah.
Nah, that's good. That's good.
Even more, James behind the cameras.
Nah, that's good.
That's good.
That's actually really
that's a lawyer speaking.
Nah, I hear that.
Literally, because it's just like, you've seen it, like, fans will think they actually know you, but really, as much as Rambo is talking, is me, to you, is a character. Yeah. You know, I still show you what I want to show you. Even though it's still me, it's still, you're dripping them information where as you have that separate side of your life. But today, even psychologically, you could be like, today I'm Ramon. You know what I mean?
This is what we were talking about with my brother the other day. Go watch that episode if you haven't yet. But my brother goes by Savs as a musician. His real name's Tom.
Is that your brother?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. You didn't clock Savs and Adam Savva.
No, I seen you sharing him in that.
Yeah.
Didn't he perform for like Dappy?
Yeah.
I've seen this guy bare. I didn't know that was your brother, you know. That's mad.
But he was talking about why he separates them is because he went, basically, Savs is all the good that I want you to see, and Tom is the person that inspires Savs. Would you say that's the same for you?
The real stuff,
I guess so. Yeah. It's just like, like there's different qualities in both. No, 100%.
But
it's still like Rambo has been something I've been called, so it's still that sense of like that is me. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I think I was there when you came up with the phrase "hungriest host in the business." You came up with it on the Style Files.
I probably did,
and I can't remember who was on that episode. I can't remember.
Some guy called Kobe.
That's it. Yeah, and you said it, and Kobe just went, "Shit, that's nice," and you went, "Yeah, let's do that again." That was cool.
Yeah.
Where do these phrases come from? Like, what? Like, because I think it's something that Expressions does really well. And you retweeted something the other day. Like, I don't know, what did he say about Arsenal and something? But like, this guy just comes up with. Is that from? Do you think your phrases come from moments in your life that you pick up on and you go, "Oh, I could use that"? Are you one of those people that are like, "How can I use that? How can I use that? How can I take that?"
Yeah. I see the thing. The difference with my thing as well, like within this space, I watch everything.
Yeah.
Like I literally watch every interview, every podcast. So that type of I take it from stuff, and I'm like, okay, I need to find my own way. And it's just being hungry is just what we've been talking about, just doing everything. And then it just fell in place. But I watch so much content, it's crazy. Like it's my thing. Like eat food, watch an interview, and it could be anyone. Like it's not, you know what I'm saying. So
what's your go-to content to watch? Like what's something you're watching on a daily basis, or is it always varied?
You always got to get the filthy fellas in there. That's just the light-hearted. I like obviously Chucky Online.
Yeah.
Breakfast Club. I like Breakfast Club. And who else? Yeah, that's.
I'm gonna go through your history just in case there's some other content you're watching.
Everything. I've watched like 3-hour interviews before, like just sitting there chilling.
Do you have a favorite podcaster that isn't your own?
Taking a little bit too long.
Well, yeah, everyone's podcast.
Yeah.
You Man's thing's good.
Thank you, man.
I like You Man's thing because it's literally like authentic. It's just you, man, chopping it up, chilling.
Yeah.
And I clocked that at the production as well. That's something you, man, just had from the start, innit? You didn't go through this.
Shout out Wise Media.
Yeah.
Wise Media, baby.
You didn't go through the first episode struggles with the mics. You checked the footage after and no one could hear it. Nothing, like crazy. Have you even ever lost footage yet?
Yeah.
Oh, you have?
We were lost a lot. I mean, last episode we lost a little bit. We lost a little bit of audio.
okay.
It's always happening.
There's one time we were making a short film, innit? And to this day, I'll still headbutt the wall sometimes.
Is that the one that you directed? Yeah.
When I tell you the script was
no, not that one. Not that one. This is
no.
another one.
Okay.
So I wrote a short film about men's mental health, and no one's ever gonna see it.
No one's like the script, bro. The script was good.
Thank
I think
you.
we
That
spent
means a lot. 4 days. 4 days shoot.
I was first year sixth form. I was year 12. I used to come home, and obviously we live like 5 minutes away from each other. I used to come home. I used to drop my stuff and head straight to Adams, and we'd film from like 4:30 to like
Midnight.
8:30, 9:30.
Sometimes midnight.
Sometimes
we
even
did,
midnight.
Do you remember we did the scene at night?
We'd stay and watch Love Island.
Yeah,
During them times there, we'd watch
It was
Love
the
Island.
days
then
where I
go
was
back to
reacting to
film.
Love Island live on my Snapchat.
No one's ever gonna see it.
No. So like, and that's happened to me on 2 occasions that I've made short films. Lost all the footage. No, I lost all the audio for that one. And it was a good short film.
Good.
Like,
I would
it was
want
one
to
of my
see that.
scripts that I was kind of like, do you know what? Like, it's not going to be my magnum opus. It's not going to be my Oscar-winning film, but it's going to mean something to someone. It was about, someone who doesn't struggle with mental health actually struggling with it.
Yeah.
And it was just the people that we got involved in that. There was like 10 people of young creators. I had Katarina Joanu. I had some great people in that. Just for the next day, the editor to go, we've lost all the audio. I went, what? He went, the drive's currently in Germany, still trying to get fixed. This is 4 years later, and we can't find it. And then I made another short film 2 years before that with my brother, and it was my debut short film, and all the footage got corrupted. And it's like, I had that moment in me where I was like, oh, this isn't for me. This God doesn't want me to.
That's
release
rejection.
it.
That's actually rejection.
That's rejection. And then I was like, do you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. And then look, we made Ripples, and that was one of the biggest honors to work with you on that.
Appreciate that.
I'm conscious that you need to go.
Yeah, man.
But we're ending every episode with 10 questions.
Yeah.
That if you weren't here on the last episode, so basically, quickly sum it up. There was a host called James Lipton who had a show called Inside the Actor Studio. It really, really inspired me as an actor, as a person. He sadly passed away, and he'd ask his guests 10 questions at the end of every interview with them. 10 questions to end the Untitled Podcast with Rambo. What is your favorite word?
Hungry.
Nice. What is your least favorite word?
Nothing.
Nothing. I like it. Do you want to ask that one? Because you asked that one last time.
So nothing. Just know this is strictly professional. Innit?
Yeah.
What turns you on?
Turns me on. Great content.
Nice.
Wink.
What turns you off?
Shit content.
Bad content.
When Arsenal lose.
Oh.
All right. So
Yeah.
Arteta, sign someone. Sign some players. What sound or noise do you love?
These kids watching.
That sound when you press the camera and it's like,
This guy.
yeah.
He's got all the answers. Yes.
What sound or noise do you hate?
When you listen back to audio and it's all like,
What's your favorite curse word?
shit.
Nice.
Versatile.
So versatile.
So versatile,
bro.
innit?
Oh
Versatile.
my days.
What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
I'll be like one of them wildlife people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rate it.
Tiger King.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Do you want to ask the next one?
What profession would you not like to do?
A policeman.
Yeah.
Or a ticket inspector.
No.
Ticket inspector.
I owe
actually got a
£70
parking
to
ticket
Oxford.
today.
I owe £70 to Oxfordshire. But should I tell you what? Yeah? I paid it yesterday. It errored and now it's doubled.
Flipping out.
Oxfordshire, we have problems. Yeah?
We're never
I'm
filming
never
there.
coming there again.
Never filming there.
This is my favourite question. It's the last question. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Maybe like, I want it to be like, bro, we play your podcast like every day in heaven.
Trending, yeah.
But like heaven's number one podcast.
Angel Michael loves it. Angel Michael's over there. Go sign an autograph. Go sign an autograph. That's been great. That's been great. It's been a pleasure to have you.
Bro,
Thank you.
Absolute pleasure.
appreciate you, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Rambo.
Thank you.
I've
Thank
been
you.
Paul Gialo.
I've been Adam Savva. This has been the Untitled Podcast. Shout out to Wise Media for filming. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you very, very soon. Thank you.